let's continue. Oh, well, let's start. So to start this off, for anyone that's joining us, because I'm going to be uploading this to YouTube, we are reviewing Izaghast. He's a Junkrat on Nambani, and let's just go with it. Skip forward to the good parts. Skip even more forward to the good parts. Who is Izaghast? I don't know, but we're reviewing it. Are they in chat? I don't care, HKit. So this is gold level. We're assuming it's not a Smurf. Alrighty, we're seeing a fair bit of passive play. They even get a pick. I don't know where the other Junkrat was, but they got him. And now I'll just say this right now. They have a Winston Diva. They don't really have a Reinhardt. So pushing through that choke point is quite difficult, actually. So I'm glad he's taking another route, whether he knows it or not. Now, he did miss the Ana, and, you know, from the first part he came out, he played a little passive. And we're kind of seeing that passivity right now. Alright. Yeah, so anyone that's... Oof. Oh. So this was a little bit of a... Well, it was a bit of a risk. We'll just say that. I just want to go back a little bit. So he's at 200 health here. He gets shot a little bit. He actually gets put down to 129, which is essentially perfect to get the health pack. And never be afraid to stay behind enemy lines a little bit. It can cost you if your team's not pushing, but as soon as your team pushes in, it will give your team a little bit of an avenue of escape. Like right here, 129 health, it would have been fine for him to go back, get that health pack, and then start helping this area over here and secure this doorway and this doorway. As we can see, someone else is coming through here. So he could have, if he went to go at health, he could have linked up with this team. Don't feel too pressured. But don't feel like you're not under pressure. Like, you need to do something, but at the same time, it's okay if you wait a little bit.
If at first you don't succeed, blow it up again.
Let's pop ahead. Problem is, like... Oh. Caught a Junkrat. Into a trap. Oh, no, someone else in the trap. At this point, he has 2 picks. He's a little passive, but that's okay. You should start moving in. Good.
Aiming's overrated.
Alright, the Pharah's gone. So, from what I can tell... And this is kind of gold behavior, right? Hitting that damn thing twice in a row, yeah, that sucks. Who's gonna win? For the Zarya. So gold play, you can expect some. It's funny. It's one of two things: either incredibly passive play or incredibly aggressive play. And we hit the other side of the ladder on this one. Overall, it's not terrible. Bobo Lobo, I've been watching your stream for a while, and I've been following your tips and become the 824th best Junkrat NA. Well, fucking congratulations, man. Just keep working at it and you'll get up there. These are all good things. This angle's good. You hit a Pharaoh too, so that's just great. You can see that other Junkrat's the other side, the extremely aggressive type. Yeah, you can see it's still quite passive. You can push up. Yeah, here you go. You can push up. All right, now you can definitely push up when the hook's down. Oh, I just want to check something. Oh. Also, don't be afraid to use your ult on like something like this. These are actually really good spots. Oh, not there. But when you have 2 in a corner, and this is just Junkrat advice in general. Well, one, you had 4 shots. Don't worry about reloading if someone's that close to you. But if someone's like right there, that's definitely a good target to tire around a corner and kill the Mercy Hog. Killing one person's good. Killing 2 people is even better. Aw, that's a shame. I've been there, man. Oh, and Hog's up to something. He's trying. Aw. I mean, it looks like they pushed up too far, and you know, you guys caught him. Oh, stuck in the corner. So you could have heard him step up. If we can turn up the volume, we'll probably hear some steps. You can hear Junkrat's limpy leg, yeah. What do I consider better in most situations? Passive or aggressive? Ooh. DPS, I like a little bit of passivity. But at the same time, you have to be able to turn on a dime. You have to be able to turn incredibly aggressive. And Junkrat's great at that. With his movement being burst oriented as well with remote mine. So here I believe if I remember watching this video correctly, we see everyone has games like this where you kind of get stuck outside your spawn and you're kind of frustrated. You don't know what to do. So we already know, yeah, there's 2 people over here, right? We saw 2 people cross the road. If your Reinhardt's pushing this way, it's automatically a 4-2 split. You should definitely start trying to take away ground of the 2. Either through here or through here. The problem is if you go this way, they're just going to keep rotating around you. If you come in through the center, you at least can cut them off this way, and you can force them against this wall, between the wall and the Reinhardt. And then they have to make a choice. Do they go after you, or do they go after the Reinhardt from behind? Hopefully, you choke off their the ground with Junkrat. Right, that's what you want to do. You want to shoot in here and just kind of make this ground hazardous so they don't want to come this way, and then the rest of your team can go in on them. So let's see what you do. Okay, once you saw them go past this part over here, that's when you start shelling off this angle. That way, whenever they run this way, your first shot hits, and then if if they don't go that way, well, your bounce is getting them. What? That's a shame. Did she get trapped? Oh, what the fuck? Kill her. There you go. Yeah, that Pharaoh deserved it. So again, we see, I mean, you can see the stream. So you know someone's over here, right? Again, your team is going to naturally push up this way. It should be your job to push people from here over this way so you guys can kill them. Right? You want to choke them out. Choke out area. That's what I always recommend. Someone's still behind you though, right? Or is that the? It was only the Mercy that got behind you. It's a Junkrat, isn't it? Oh no, so the Junkrat was behind. But again, this was that passivity I was talking about. So if you're not in comms, know where your team is at and what they're doing. Like once you see a kill feed this big, it's all about taking ground. Don't worry about holding this area. Don't worry about anything over here. All you got to worry about is what's in front of you. And more important, well, most importantly, is you have Widow's Sight. You can confirm no one was back here, right? The only people were like, I think there's 2 people in here, and then 1 person was walking out. What you want to do is you want to find some small area that they have to walk on. So this area is good. If you chill up here, you can actually get, I believe you can get to this doorway and cover this doorway, and at least you'll have sight on this doorway. That way you can just plan ahead, right? You can expect something. If there's free ground to take, then take it.
60 seconds remaining.
You think I could review a Silver Lucio? Yeah, of course. I mean, not tonight. I kind of got my games picked. And this is that no man's land I often talk about. So positioning, you just kind of messed up this jump, and that's fine. All right, you jumped this way. It should have definitely been a little bit more this way, if not aiming for these little ledges. The problem with going this way is that you're in the middle. And that's I consider this no man's land. Right? We can say the enemy has essentially set up their defensive line here. And your team, even if you did do this, like you're going to land here. At best, you'll land a little bit behind it, but at worst is what happened where you land in the middle. At this point, they don't even have to be attacking you. Right, they could be attacking your allies back here, and you're just going to get killed in the crossfire. So always avoid this, and this goes for any DPS class. Avoid the center at all costs. I mean, you were in the center and you got ulted. I mean, your McCree kind of bails you out. Does McCree save the world for you? He does. McCree saves the world. They're a good, cheap way to record your videos. OBS is free, OBS. So an attack, a little passive for attack, but it was okay.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Let's see how you are on defense. Because passivity is good on defense. Some passivity. Remember, it's usually good to be somewhat aggressive at times. Don't be too passive.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Aiming's overrated.
Just a note on this one. That's a good spot. I think those would have hit the bus. All right, at this point, where'd you put your trap? Hold on. So this is just, this is partially game sense and partially, like, Junkrat.
2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Your trap will hit, someone's going to either hit it or destroy it. If they come up that way. I can hear a Junkrat. Oh, you could have looked. There was actually a Hanzo arrow. So at this point, I would start getting a little suspicious. I would really, really like some confirmation they're coming which way. At this point, your trap hasn't hit. I would assume they're below you or going main street. They're already on point. Yeah, there it is. You guys defended it. So So that just has to do with the game sense and knowing how long it takes to walk to certain areas. As you play more and as you get better, you're going to start realizing, hey, it's been 2 seconds too long. They're not coming that way. And as Junkrat, okay, these are some better shots. Oh, someone was over there. Okay, so you get him? You beat him? So as a Junkrat, you can also use grenades for information. So you'll know if someone's coming down that way, even if your team wasn't here, right? If you start bouncing grenades this way and you get a hit, you know someone is there. You can use them as feelers.
My ultimate is charging.
If no one, this is just very specific to the map, so you know someone's down here. One, you heard a diva getting demeched, and also this guy's shooting. Whenever this happens, just rain hell on him on the bank shots on this wall. The diva's still alive though. Also, the Junkrat, I don't know if you guys heard that, but there was a Junkrat sound of not yours. And it looks like there's a burnt mark. Either he's there or he's coming over this way. Is that a burnt mark or is that just a darker texture? Okay, they switched. Right around the corner. Or above. That works. That's perfect. You actually got a second kill. But killing the Reinhardt will usually kill their push. Here's a good angle. I like that. That's good. These are all good. Everything here is good. You hear those weepy footsteps? Yeah, there he is. So if anyone wants to know how to know where a Hanzo or a Genji is at, they have, it sounds like they're wearing socks. They have padded shoes on. Listen. Right there, Chro, right. There he is. So that's what you gotta listen for. And your Hanzo's on your team is going to be the same sound, but softer. Alright, at this point, not only is there a diva in your face, but as soon as you heard the Genji ult, get the fuck back. Start buying space. Did you have your remote mine beforehand? Okay. And this is probably just not knowing cooldowns. As soon as you get that 8-second cooldown in your blood, just use it to create space immediately. Pat, 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 footsteps. Yeah, that's what they sound like. They sound just like, I mean, I guess the socks are called Toby. They're just very, like... You even hear that? I don't know if I might pick that up. They're very, very soft footsteps. Your Hanzo's whooping some ass. Alright, yep, worry about him. Yeah, those are good shots. They would have hit him. Okay, at this point, as far as game sense goes, it's been a while since you've seen someone other than the Diva and the Genji. So you want to start worrying about this exit and this exit, or entrance, you should say. You're going to start noticing some people coming in very soon. I'd almost stop worrying about this Genji and start worrying about the closed-in areas, because it's going to be harder to hit him than it is... there's the Reinhardt coming through this closed-in area. And it's better to kill the reinforcements at this point. You saw the Junkrat to your left. Oh, Junkrat got destroyed. Alright, not bad. Okay, yep, you're hiding. Yeah, this is good. Oh, look at that. Oh, what a good shot at the end. Well, this is a pretty standard game.
3 to 0.
Let me look for my picture. Shadow Junkrat's favorite music is trap. It is. Maybe. I don't know. Actually seems like a classical guy to me. So, here we are. For gold, I think your accuracy was fine. It'll get better as time goes on. I mean, you miss shots and you miss some mines, you miss some jumps, but that's expected at gold level. I didn't see any really bad habits that you're doing. I mean, maybe reloading a little bit too much when enemies are around. But overall, it wasn't bad. Your mechanics were fine. You will get a check. Positionally, you were... I think you played where I wanted you to play, or I would think is an optimal place to be at. Yeah. Trying to think of your second point was fine. Stayed up on the high ground. The third point, I would consider that like a missed mine jump. But you're a little bit in no man's land. Other than that, I think you stayed on the edge of combat most times, and that's kind of where I want to be. Outside of the... Because if there's two teams fighting like this and this... as a Junkrat... as this is my recommendation and not what other people do, probably. I recommend almost being on a flank. I like being on the sides. So here or here. And what this does is... just because... there's an advantage a lot of times where if there's a wall here, because you're on an angle, you will hit the wall once. Here, let me get a different color. With your shots, you'll hit a wall once, and then you'll get a second chance at it. Right? And this takes up more space than if you just shoot straight at something and it bounces straight back. Most people are going to be going left and going right, so something like this has a greater chance of hit, rather than just this and then coming back. So I like being on the flanks from that angle on defense. It also on offense. So this slight angle is, I think, really good for him. In this map, it actually applies because there's that choke before the point. There's that. There's the small. There's like there's the two routes here, right? There's top and bottom. And here's Main Street. And if you're on a flank here, again, it does that. You cover more area with it. Or if you go beyond the bus, you can bounce it back and forth. So that's good. So I'll give you a check here. Position, I think you were fine most everywhere. I mean, you can definitely get a little bit more better position. Logistics, I guess how you got to where you got. I guess this is where we want to look at things. You were quite passive. At least on attack. Defense, I think that's where I said the passivity would help, and it did. It pretty much kept you safe the entire time. You're quite passive. So this does have a little bit to do with information. Kill feed. I don't think you noticed when people were dead, or maybe what to do when they were dead. When you see 3 or 4 people die at once, definitely push up and take space. This is important to every class. If there is space to be taken, take it. Get in that free space. Have an exit strategy because you may be alone, but if you're with your team, like you want to take as much empty space as possible. Like, it's free. So when everyone's dead, definitely push up. If you push up, you can kill people at spawn. Right, you get a couple cheap shots in there, and as they come in, and then you can attack them again. And then they'll reach your cart, and there's the third time you attack them. So you have 2 other chances to attack people if you push up a little bit. Just remember to get the hell back. Don't be too aggressive that you kill yourself.
Aiming's overrated.
And this has to do with your passivity and like watching the kill feed. So if we can work on those things, I think you'll start doing better. I guess no, again with passivity is like when that hog had hook down, it is a little bit, hog can definitely hit his shots, but he's at a severe disadvantage, and he was in a corridor, so it's okay to be a little bit aggressive on that one. At least push him out, push him back. In your case, he kind of just sat back there with the Mercy, so it worked to your advantage because he just sat back there. He was passive as well. Well, he was aggressive then passive, so he just kind of stayed in this choke point while the rest of your team just kind of capped it. And your information, I think it was correct, as always, but I critique this in everyone's sound. You can hear a lot of stuff before it actually happens. It just takes time, that's all. But yeah. And I don't think you got caught off guard anyways. Well, at least in this one, at least this review, right? I can only review based on these 15 minutes that I've seen you. Yeah, I think that's about it. The other thing about being passive is on the point 3, where there's that ramp up, right? This is the corner everyone hates. Not everyone hates, but it's the corner on point 2. There's that little thingy there. When someone purposely cuts themselves off from the team, you have two options. You can either A, attack them, B, cut off their escape route and let your team attack them, or C, cut off essentially their more aggressive escape route, right? To escape, you don't have to go backwards all the time, right? You can go forwards to escape as well. So they could loop around this way if they really wanted to. The problem going this way, at least, well, you're a Junkrat, so you're a long-range class, so you can bounce grenades off this way, and you can stop him. But he still has an escape route. So if you go this way, and he's stuck between a wall and your Reinhardt that was pushing up this way, that would be a way to confirm, like 100% confirm the death. So just remember, whoops. When someone overextends, you have a couple options, and you'll have to decide at the time what's the better option. If this was just you and him, then actually I would go this way, because then he would be trapped, and he would try to run this way, which, when my team starts respawning, then I have the force to kill him, right? That's the best way to confirm his death. But with your team, and your team was pushing up, then you want to choke him out this way, right? Choke his space out. I think that is it. We'll do really quick on this one. Pop. We'll call this one done, folks. If you got any questions, I'm going to throw this up on YouTube. You can either come into my Discord to ask me questions directly, or you can leave them on YouTube, and we can discuss them openly with everyone. So it's up to you. Thank you for your review. Next one. Junkrat. Right, we will kill this one. Oh, are there any questions in chat? I guess I didn't ask that. Any questions in chat? Let me look. Bro, I have a video I sent to you earlier. Can you review it? I think I saw that one. I remember the name, and I think I did not review that one. So if you can submit a new one, and we'll look over it. Do you do review VODs from Twitch, or do they have to be on YouTube? I prefer them on YouTube. In fact, I'll just say I want them on YouTube. I feel like I've lost a lot influence over matches now at 4K, even while playing tanks carry DPS like Soldier or Genji. Is there a way to fix that? No, I think you're just coming up to 4K. Like, you're just coming up into a time and a place where, one, your allies are better, so you're going to feel like you're on par with your allies more, and you're going to be going up against other enemies that are better. So you're just going to be, at a challenge more. It's, in fact, I think I would say it's completely natural to feel like, I don't know if you're feeling overwhelmed, but like you're just feeling that you're not doing as much as you did at the lower ranks, which is what you should be feeling. That's fine.